Well, it's kind of a tale of two different games with between Thursday and Saturday, or on Thursday and Sunday. It was more, kind of we needed to fix some things, but overall, the two of them together did a great job later in the game on Thursday, and especially in the mid to latter part of the Sunday game as well.
So Foster had 5 saves in her first game in a shutout game. How does it feel to have your new players rising up to the occasion so early in the season?
It was nice. Lily had a year under her belt last year to kind of acclimate herself to college soccer. So we're excited about what Lily's been doing so far. Yeah, and also too, we expected some of the freshmen to come in as well and make an impact, like Taylor Den and Macy Stevens got a lot of minutes this past weekend. So like I said, we're excited about what they brought.
So New Mexico State outweighed us in shot attempts and shots on goal. So what do you feel wasn't working that kept us from those opportunities?
It was mainly, and we weren't using our midfield. That was the big thing on Thursday. We weren't using our midfield like we needed to and we wanted to, and that was suffocating us from possibly having the right kind of offense going forward. But that was the big difference. We ironed those things out on our off days prior to Sunday, but that was the glaring difference from what we saw in film.
So Jones is starting off the season strong with 2 goals in the first 2 games. So what are your thoughts on her and how she contributes to the team?
No, she's been playing great, and in fact, she definitely had a great opportunity for a second goal on Sunday. She just didn't get it up in the air. But yeah, she's consistently on frame. We love how she competes and what she's able to do. So I think we're gonna get a lot of consistency of her play over the course of the season.
So tell me how you think the offense is doing this point in the season, and what are your strong points?
Well, like I mentioned before, our transition from defense to offense was not there on Thursday night. But like I said, is if we can create opportunities for us, and we get shots, enough numbers, then we're going to get some goals. But that was the main difference, and hopefully we're going to continue to build on that going forward.
So what are you doing to prepare, or what are your thoughts going into the next game against Texas Tech?
Well, Texas Tech played UTEP and UC San Diego this past weekend, and we were able to watch both games. We're kind of getting a feel for what Tech's trying to do, and I imagine that same for them against us. But again, we know that Texas Tech, we play them a lot. We know how athletic they are, and also too, just a really tough team and creative team. So it's just a matter of us being able to kind of have to execute our game plan and play faster, and just kind of just I don't know, just mainly try to play our game and not get involved in just trying to defend them.
And then the last one for me is, do you think your mindset has changed from the start of the season compared to 3 games in?
Well, not really. I mean, again, it was more about us executing, what we're trying to do with our tactics, and that was we had an idea of what we wanted to do. It's just mainly trying to get the team to understand and feel comfortable with it. But again, I think the girls feel comfortable after the Sunday game, and I think we definitely going to build going forward on what we're trying to do. And I think they're adaptable on anything that we try in the future, as long as the communication is there and how we execute it.
That's it for me. Thank you.
You got a lot back this year. I think that's probably the glaring thing when you look at the roster. How do you feel like that's helped you so far this fall? We feel like you got, 8 of your 11 starters were back from last year.
No, it definitely helps. We tried to add some things to our mix this year, and then also too, the new players have trying to have an idea of how they're going to fit in. But it definitely did help having all those players back. It's been huge.
How would you assess where you're at after the first week of the regular season?
I think, I'm not going to say we took a step back against New Mexico State. It was just more, like I said, it just is something that, happens to a team where if you're not doing something correctly, it'll stunt you a little bit. But I think that the confidence is back on what we're trying to do going forward. And so I'm not frustrated at all about where we are offensively and going forward.
And to kind of piggyback off Zach's question about just bringing players back, right? How important is that to you, and how much can you hang your hat on knowing that you have that leadership returning, knowing that you're in a new conference, knowing that you're dealing with all the difficulties, you're still dealing with the pandemic, everything along those lines?
Well, in a game like soccer, them being able to have that, being able to gel with each other is huge, and kind of knowing the tendencies. So that is a big advantage with having returners back. And I know across the board, I know, like I said, we're going to be losing 10 players at the end of the year. And so again, hopefully, we can get enough of the young players, have enough minutes this year so we can kind of transition them into the future. But it just kind of them knowing each other is a huge advantage overall.
And in terms of you mentioned you're going to be losing a lot of players at the end of the season, right? So how important is it to you to capitalize on all this, experience, the seniority, this group you had a lot of success with last year? How important is it to you to capitalize on that?
No, it is huge. I like I said, I hopefully, I think this group wants to continue to hold themselves up to a higher standard, and I think they know what they want to do. It's just a matter of making sure that that we go out and execute every day. But again, it comes down to the experience will help overall.
And how important is it to you and to your program to come out first season in the WAC and show everybody in the conference that, hey, we're the ACU Wildcats and we can ball on the field?
No, I understand. I mean, we obviously want to come in and make an impact. It's one of those things too. You got to take it in stride. When we transitioned from the Lone Star to the Southland, we wanted to do the same thing. It's just overall we're playing a lot of the same teams. So it's just a matter of us being consistent enough to get an opportunity to do well in our conference standings and hopefully get a chance to take it over to the conference tournament. That's the goal. And then obviously the conference tournament determines the bid. But obviously we want to start out strong. But like I said, we have a lot of familiar opponents. So that'll be at least be nice to have that familiarity.